I'm so excited about our next guest as we talk about courageous conversations. Today we have with us Michele Borba. She is the author of Thrivers and an internationally renowned educational psychologist and an expert in parenting, resilience, and character development. Dr. Borba is the recipient of the Sanford and McDowell Award for Lifetime Achievement in Character Education. She offers realistic, research based advice developed from a career working with over a million, right? Millions of parents and educators worldwide. We are so excited to have you here. Citrus, who I work for, is an acronym for character, integrity, trust, relationships, and success. And in your book, The Thrivers, right, you found that the difference between those who thrive and don't is really based in some essential character strengths. Could you talk more about that?
Oh, I'd love to. And I'm so glad to be here. Yeah, my whole career has been trying to figure out why some kids struggle and others shine. And I think what
Right.
we forgot to do, Michelle, was look at the research. It's absolutely amazing. Science has actually taken groups of kids, cohorts of children growing up in extremely adverse situations like war zones and sexual abuse and homelessness. And what I did was look at all of those best pieces of research and then found out what's the commonality and what can we teach.
Right.
Confidence is one of them. A child has a firm sense of knowledge of their strengths, not their weaknesses, their strengths. A second one is empathy. So a kid begins to feel more we, not me. Social competence seems to be huge. Third one is self-control. We could all go, yep, on that one, because you've got to be able to put a brake on impulses, particularly as the stress is building after the last 2 years, then you can't think straight and regulate. Fourth is integrity 101, because you have to have that value system of knowing what you stand for. Then you don't have to push on the brakes. You can just forge straight ahead. Fifth is curiosity. Thrivers have an openness to ideas and possibilities. So they're not dumbstruck and give up when a challenge hits. They figure out a way around it or through it. They're good little problem solvers. Then comes perseverance. They keep on going. They don't give up till they get there, but they also have number 7, hope or optimism. So there's the core 7. They are core character strengths, highly correlated to reducing mental health problems, boosting resilience. Each one of those is one chapter in Thrivers, but there's going to be one question, because I'm already going to guess the question. Which one of those is most important, and where do we start?
Okay, which one is it?
Well, it's nice if you have confidence because it gives you that foundation. But I've discovered that everybody has there's no cookie cutter approach to this. And you don't need all 7. The more you have, the better, because they amplify each other. So there's our new parenting or education plan that we can use for each other or for our kids, and it'll help us get through some uncertain times.
That's great. We partner with quite a few character education programs, and we are adamant about teaching some of those character traits that you talked about. One of the things that we do in our GROW model is to look at data and have courageous conversations around how do we overcome what we see here? How do we become better and move to what we want to do? And so we've been talking to people about character traits that can help us have courageous conversation, but you're the expert in resilience. And arguably, once you have those conversations, you still need resilience to move forward. So I would like to know, what strategies can we use to build resilience?
Well, first of all, thank you for that, because I think that's the key. And the courageous conversation is rebooting what we're currently doing, we're spending too much time fixing the kid and each other. What's going to happen when you start with these character strengths is that you're going to help kids develop from the inside out, and that strength, which will build resilience. Big thing about resilience, it's not one trait. It's a combination of factors. Those 7 are. So when you start with what do you do? Let's just flip and go to perseverance for just a minute, because it seems like every parent and us are worried about, hey, we're just quitting, we're giving up, and where our motivation is. But there's some points that are fascinating based on the science. probably the coolest scientist was Lewis Terman, who looked at 1,500 kids who were all the cream of the crop with high IQ, and he said that's what we should be putting our time and energy. So he says, I'm going to prove it. He decided to study these same 1,500 children actually for 75 years. He did
Wow.
die halfway into the study, and Robert and Pauline Sears took over. But even a year into the study, he realized he was wrong. It wasn't IQ that was determining success and resilience. It was a few skills that the kids had learned. Number one, he said, was goal setting. So we can teach that to our kids. And that is, what's your plan right now? What's your what if plan? If that doesn't work, what are you going to do next? How are you going to do it? What's that look like? Best goals always start with an I will plus what plus when. And if we model that, like, hey, I'm going into the laundry room and I see 50,000, things of laundry, I can model that to my child who may be listening. I will do 5 loads of laundry by putting in one at a time, and I'll do it before dinner. What I've done is an I will plus what plus when. So first step is model it. Every time your child goes to sit down to do his homework, what's your plan? For little ones, Post-it notes in front of them. What are you going to do first, second, and third? What we found is that actually helps the child. And then when they get to the, hey, I did something wrong. Okay, so what's your backup plan? Not your plan B, but your plan C. What can you do differently? Because that's the only way we're going to help our kids learn that they got to adapt. It's okay to mistake. So where are you going to go the next way? Another thing they've discovered is that children who really have resilience, when they get to the problem, they don't quit. What happens with a lot of our children is they're overwhelmed with one thing, or we're overwhelmed with one thing. So go into what a coach does. They never say, you might as well give up. You're not doing anything right on the soccer field. Instead, they sit down with the kid and they look at the video and they go, oh, here's your little stumbler. You've got your foot going the wrong way. So let's zero in on making your foot kick from this way. And what'll happen is if your child keeps practicing over and over again, he's corrected the one stumbler and he forges his way through. So it's another very simple tip to help your child. When he's overwhelmed with everything, identify the one thing that's causing all the stress. Focus in on that. Maybe he's borrowing or carrying from the wrong side. Let's focus in on that thing, and a lot of the stress goes so he can focus a little more. Those are the kind of things I'm trying to look at. Is character traits are there, Michelle, but they're also made up of skills like goal setting or learning what your stumbler is, or growth mindset, says Carol Dweck. Stop focusing on always asking your kid what you get, because research says that does not help the child learn that I've got control over whatever I'm trying to do. Instead, put your praise on the effort. Yesterday you were here, today you're here. In this house, success is a game. It's one step more. So keep getting better and better and better. Those are 3 pieces of research, highly correlated, looking at thousands of kids, and they boost success and resilience.
That's awesome. I love the analogy with sports, because our founder, Clay Hamlin, is a tennis player, and he has talked about how he learned character and character traits by just playing and persisting and putting all that on a court. I just really am excited to hear to learn about what you have been doing. Your energy is always amazing. And then I can't imagine you coming into school and bringing that energy and just infusing everyone with hope. So I really appreciate your time with us today. I think you work with kids, but I think what you're talking about is really applicable to a change in the climate in the school, with adults, with the kids, with everyone else. So I thank you for your insights today.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you.